Hi folks, welcome back. Today I'm going to talk to you about my John Deere 5055E tractor that I bought, I think it's 7 or 8 years old now. Doesn't have DEF, that's all I'm grateful for. It doesn't have the internet, so hackers can't break in here and disable my tractor. You know it's going to happen. Heck, John Deere could turn off the tractors of the ones that were stolen from Ukraine. Russia drove them into Russia, stealing them, and John Deere got on the internet and turned them all off. You see, that's a problem with technology, but I'm sure there's some geniuses working at John Deere that have got this well covered. And I don't think they're working in their human resource department. Have y'all seen the hullabaloo that's going on now about John Deere and being woke? You know, if somebody at John Deere would just watch the news and see what happened to Budweiser or Bud Light, you know, my God, talk about walking into a hornet's nest. John Deere, you need another genius in that department. I hope it's not the one that designed the fuel system for my truck. Now, he really was a genius. Or not my truck, my tractor. You see, he was a genius working for John Deere. He says one day he gets this brilliant idea. He says, I think I know a way to get more service calls. We can make our dealers have a lot more work. We can make a lot more money in service calls, and all we have to do is put a 50-cent strainer inside the diesel tank. And, if we don't tell anybody about it, it'll be even better. They'll have to go to a dealer or find out about it somehow. Don't put it in the manual. Don't say a damn word about it in the manual, or they'll figure it out. Don't. Oh, that sheet we give all the dealers to print out for the customers that's got all the filters for their tractor on it, don't put it on there either. Think of the revenue. Oh my gosh. Oh, we could even charge hazmat disposal fees for putting it on the inside of the tank, because now we got to drain the tank out. Oh yeah, but that's okay. That's a win. We'll tell them we're cleaning the tank as we do it. Yes. He works for John Deere. He's a genius in their eyes. In my eyes, not so much. Folks, I spent 3 days figuring out what was going on, and the only way I clued into it was because of the friend of mine showed me what he had done. He put an outside inline fuel filter coming out of the tank. Not inside. God. Well, this is a story of that happening. I wish it hadn't happened. I wish they'd put a damn filter where it should be, where it's easily accessible, and tell people about it. All right, that's enough of this rant. Probably be more in the video.
Well, as you can notice, tractor's not sitting in front of the shop anymore. I got it back over here where we usually park it. And today's focus is going to be figuring out why the heck this thing's not running right. Now, I've done a lot of searching, and several people, including one of my new customers, have told me about the filter that's located down here. That little clamp right there is the fuel line coming out. And if you look in John Deere's parts diagram on their parts thing, there's a strainer filter in there. It's not listed on this handy chart that I was given that showed all of the different parts. Now, a little bit about this fuel tank. When I did, I've taken and cleaned this sucker out. Put some clean and algaecide in it. Drained all the fuel out by sucking it out with my sucker. And that was after putting the cleaners in it and pulled it out, changed the fuel filter over there. I didn't know about that strainer, and apparently that may be my problem. So today I'm going to try to recover the 14 gallons of diesel I poured into this 18-gallon tank, filter it, take that filter out, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. First, I got to get this sucker started because I want to work over there on the concrete. Now it was running kind of rough when I got over here, but we'll see if it'll start. So far, so good. That's not warmed up or anything, but it's over here where I can work on it. Let me go get some tools and I'll show you what I'm going to try. Well, I've got a few things we're going to try to do with that filter over there. What I've decided to do is just eliminate that filter completely and put a smaller inline filter on the outside of the tank for the line that goes to the main fuel filter and water separator on the other side. So, I stopped by O'Reilly's Auto Parts this morning. Got a couple different filters because I really wasn't sure what size that line was going to be. Got a little bit of fuel hose if I need it. To make this easy, I'm trying to save the fuel. Well, on my motorhome, I happen to have some filters that it's really easy if you just pinch off the line with these lockable fuel line pliers. So I got 3 different ones to figure out which one's easiest down there. Got a couple of tools to pull the hoses off. And basically what I'm going to do, got my fuel caddy. Here comes the boss.
I heard you say something.
I was just saying hi.
You stood here and looked for your scorpions.
No, got rid of the scorpion.
I had a little spray left over if you want to use it. I don't know that it would do any good in such an open space. But I think it's going to be too long before I have to take Rosie into the groomer so that I can spray the inside.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, we'll see.
Maybe around the doors or something.
Okay guys, safe now. Anyway, I think it's the smaller of those 2 hoses in there. I'm going to get underneath there, and I'm planning on cutting the hose about 2 inches away from that fitting. Putting on one of these filters, hopefully the clear one, and then attaching another piece of fuel line so that I can strain and put all the fuel that's in this tank, which is 14 gallons of brand new diesel. And the tank's been cleaned out with algaecide and everything. Putting it into my fuel caddy. And I like that one because it's going to lay down flat. So it's not going to be standing up. And maybe save that fuel. It's $50 worth. It's worth saving if you can. If I hadn't put the cleaner and the algaecide and everything in the tank, I wouldn't even try. But I put all that in, and then I used the John Dow suction unit and sucked everything out of there. Another thing about using this is my John Dow unit is full of diesel and some engine oil. and I'm going to use it to start fire on my burn pile. But I've already got 45 gallons of fuel to do that with, so I really don't need 14 more. So I'm going to try to save it.
Now that I got the tractor running, I've discovered something pretty neat. My seat bounces up and down. I thought it was broke. Well, I figured out why it's bouncing up and down. It's supposed to. About 6-7 months ago, I started on a new diabetic medicine to help fix my blood sugar, and a benefit of it, or a side effect of it, is it makes you not so dadgum hungry all the time, and so you don't eat as much. And I've gone down from 250 pounds to 214 pounds over that time. And now my seat goes up and down. You might want to know where I'm going. Going out into the field. Let's go a little faster. Past the pond. You look right there. That's the reason this pond is so grown up right now. That's what some people call a weed, but actually it's horsemen, or lemon bebop. And that is what's just covering my fields right now this time of year. And that is my main honey crop for the whole year. So I can't mow it until this is all gone. Bees are over there just happily eating away. They got so much they don't have to go but right outside the front door. Got other hives scattered around, some more in the front, some back here in the back 40. Actually, it's not a back 40, it's a back 6 acres. No, 8 acres. Now you might wonder what that thing is on front. Well, it's that John Doe vacuum machine for fluids. I'm going out here to make Let's Dig 18 look like a child when it comes to fires. Buried in that Johnson grass is our big burn pile that my wife's been working on. She likes burn piles. She likes it even better when I come out here. Whoa, 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 that's the wrong path. Over there, that one. Going out here to get rid of this diesel so that I can empty my sucker out so I can change the fluid, the hydraulic fluid, the 65 gallons of contaminated fluid that had a roof leak and water leaked in on it. So I'm going out here and we're going to push all this big pile up and soak it with some diesel, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I'll be back. See, Let's Dig needs one of these things. Soaking all the brush and stuff, then it really starts burning. Well, the pile may not be anywhere close to what Let's Dig 18 makes. And I'm pretty sure the fire will be.
I've got to sit out here and watch it till it burns down and I cover it up. So, well, after doing a little bit of tracing, I've determined that that line there, instead of having a filter behind it, it's probably a return line from the pump. And that large line right beside it is what comes back to this one, where there's probably a strainer. So that changes how I was going to do things, and it might change it for the good, because frankly, if I could put a filter, where's my filter, like this inline right there, I could strap it off. Can y'all see? Nothing would ever drag it off from there. So if I were to clamp this off back here, cut that right there, get rid of this clamp for right now, install this here, that would leave me an easy way for it to, well, it's going to turn around. I think this is the inlet, for that to drain into my tank over here with a short piece of hose. I think that's what I'm going to do. Now, there may be a little adult language in this episode, but I'll try to keep it at a minimum. Well, while that worked, it was being awful slow. So what I've decided to do is remove the filter from that line and then take this line off and see what I can do about getting that off without tearing it up. If that doesn't work, I think I'll just drain it out of the rest of that. I must have gotten 10 gallons or so, maybe more, but we'll see. See if this works. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be able to get all of this. This valve or bung hole or access hole or whatever you want to call it is at least an inch off the bottom of the tank, and that one back there is maybe half an inch. But this tractor sloped down, so there's going to be some more there. What I think I'm going to have to do to just make this not a big mess is take it loose at that drain hole and drain it. But by the quality of what I'm seeing coming through this filter, I don't see anything. And I cleaned it out and sucked it out pretty good with the other stuff, so that's why I was so hesitant about just dumping this fuel. I already dumped the one tank that was in it. So that's what I've been doing. For what you can't see back there, that's a little inline filter. It fit right back in the factory clamp after I cut out some hose for it. And that hose goes behind that shield and comes back over here. That, I think, is where the strainer is, so we're ready to pull it. Got everything back in the tank. This part's all fixed back up, the return line, the drain's back in it. So hopefully all I got to do is pull that out and knock that filter off, and if there is a filter in there, we will see pretty quickly. And got to take this off. You do need these. This is going to be a mess. or not. So now I got that where I can undo that strainer. Don't know what I can get in there to undo it with. I wonder if just a pair of pliers would twist that dude. Be careful not to squish that barb. I know they got to put a guard on there to protect it. Dadgum. Oh, okay. There better be a strainer under here. I think there is. Feel something long coming out. That sounded bad. Oh, look at that mess. You think that thing is clogged? Wow. Somebody told me you couldn't buy just that filter. That's okay. I'm going to go clean this, make sure this is totally clean, put some tape on it. I'm going to put it back in that hole without a filter. That's what that other filter is going to take the place of. Yeah, I'd say that might be our problem.
Well, I hope putting this filter on the outside helps people. Sure would have helped me. It's easy to do. Cost about $15. Sitting here looking, don't get me started about powder coating. My God, you want to see powder coating? This is the effect of powder coating. This loader arm, it's powder coated. Yeah, the only thing powder coating helps is the manufacturer, because they can paint it with powder coat, dry it, and ship it out immediately. It doesn't have to dry. Problem is, it gets under the metal and you can't see it. And now, I guarantee you, if you go down here, look at how it's got underneath the metal here. If I strip that off, it's all that way underneath. And so to fix that, I've got to take every bit of this powder coating off. Yeah. Powder coating only helps the people that manufacture stuff. Doesn't help you and me. Sort of like billet. Yeah, is that a billet? Is it made from billet? Oh, hell yeah, it's made from billet, sir. Anyway, rant's over. Thanks for watching.